All right, welcome back to our YouTube channel, guys. I have Christy with me today, and we are going to touch on two things today. We are going to have Christy do a reaction to a Haka, which she has no idea what it is, so we'll explain that all to her. And we are also going to talk about Thanksgiving, as that's coming up next week, and just a little bit about the traditions and what they do in the US. So if you like what you see, subscribe below. And here we go.
The slurp says it all. Do you slurp your coffee?
No.
Well, I just almost died on that slurp. Anyway, I'm okay now. All is well. Oh, girl, yes. The holidays are upon us, you know.
Yay. Yay, yay.
So what's the scoop? What's the scoop with you for Thanksgiving? Or
Okay.
Do you guys do Thanksgiving?
Okay, New Zealand does not do Thanksgiving.
I'm trying to think. That probably wouldn't make any sense, would it?
Thanksgiving is a big tradition in the US for people that aren't familiar, and it's the third Thursday of November. And it's also really big in Canada, but for the same reason, when they met with the Native Americans, and it was a feast, but it's in October that they do it, like October 13th or that weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, who knew? I didn't know.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
So yeah, so I always invite Canadians here because to them they're very familiar, and they eat a lot of the same stuff, and so to them they love it. You know what I mean? So yeah. So here, ever since I've been here, a group of friends have always we've always done a Thanksgiving, which has been really great because it's probably my favorite holiday and probably the hardest one to miss. Not being
really.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, obviously likes Christmas, but there's something about Thanksgiving. It's those 4 days. So in the US, like Thanksgiving is on a Thursday, and so most people have off Friday. So you have like this 4-day weekend.
Yeah.
Friday kicks off the shopping season for Christmas with Black Friday, and then and then you're just kind of hanging out for the 4 days. And yeah, so when I first moved here in 2013, that was the hardest. Definitely, it was Thanksgiving, and so it was really nice to be able to celebrate it here. And people were very interested in finding out like, what do you do for Thanksgiving? Because all they've seen is on TV.
Oh.
And so, you know, and so we're trying to explain, and they're like, we're going to have Thanksgiving for you, and it's going to be great. And it was so nice, you know, and then when we get there, it was, you know, a pretty fancy dinner.
Really?
And we were like, oh, like, cause you know, for us, it's like paper plates, thousands of people, you know, and then it was adults only. They had because we have friends that have we all have tons of kids, and so they're like adults only because food's expensive here, and that was really nice. It was really to have Thanksgiving like that, but it's also not representative like the traditional way that we would do it. You know, like for my kids, like, sorry, you're gonna miss Thanksgiving this year. So a couple of years ago, you know, we were doing just kind of like adults only Thanksgivings, which were really nice, and then we said, you know, why don't we host Thanksgiving, and we'll do all of the normal traditions that you do in the US. And so that's what we've been doing the last couple of years. So right now we have this year I have over 70 coming, but we have between 50 and 70 that come, and we set up tons of tables. We do paper plates, which is unusual for New Zealanders.
I love
paper recyclable, so nobody can freak out.
I love paper plates.
Because we do have that many people, right? And so I make the turkey, I make 2 turkeys, and I make stuffing, and I make pumpkin pies because they're not familiar with pumpkin pies. And it's really cool because I've sent out like the invite, people come and then they want to make things, and then sometimes they ask for traditional recipes. So I have them make the green bean casserole. I have them make the sweet potato casserole with the marshmallows, and I love that one.
Yes,
the kumara is the sweet potato that's here, and it's actually way better. But and so that's like one of my favorite. And so we only do traditional things. So people show up at noon. We watch the Macy's Day Parade.
You do?
Yeah, we just have it playing while people are coming. And
this is what we do. Yes.
Yeah. So that they could have a taste of what it would really be like in the States. And then we have American football that plays while people are mingling. And then we eat, and then we go out and we play a real American football game outside. And that's hilarious. And it's really, really fun. And then we do one other kind of cool thing, and it's different every year. Like one year we had everybody put their handprint on a board and made little hand turkeys, which they would have never done.
Yes.
And that was kind of cool to have representation of that year. Last year they made, Dan and the kids made a paper mache turkey.
Of course you did.
And we all took a turn like hitting it. Or were we shooting at it, or we were hitting it? Oh, it was so funny. I don't know. It was so funny. And then we just let all the kids run and knock it down and all the candy, and it was awesome. So that was cool. And so, yeah, so that's what we do. We have a very traditional Thanksgiving here. And, I try to invite any Americans, Canadians that I know. I have a couple coming, a lot of them coming that have never been, like Americans that I've met. So so I make 2 turkeys, I make the stuffing, and then I make the pumpkin pies because, but people are really great at bringing multiple things because a lot of people to feed, and the turkeys are not that big here. So, I mean, in terms of size, how you can get like a 5-pound turkey pretty easily there, but no, I could only get, so I just got it at 6 kgs. So, that's 13 pounds, as big as I can get. So I had to get 2. And you're not going to believe the price.
What?
How much is a turkey there? I don't even remember.
Oh, I don't know because my husband buys them because I can't cook.
Do you have any idea?
Hold on. Oh, wait, I'm on my phone. Never mind. That happens frequently. I was just going to ask Siri, but we're busy. Sorry.
Fine. So the price for a turkey here, and okay, let me just tell you my little turkey story. So every year I kind of panic trying to find turkeys because you can't buy it here. Like you can call it. So one year that when we weren't here, our group of friends had a Thanksgiving and they ordered a turkey from the farm and it showed up with all of its feathers on.
No. No. I say no to the feathers. What in the heck did you do?
They were like, what? And they didn't know how to do it and they figured it out. It's so funny. New Zealanders are great at just making things happen, just getting it done themselves. So it was good. But anyway, so I'm calling all these places and I'm trying to get big. I need a big one. And so I got 2. So I went to the store this week and I'm really late. Like normally I do a couple weeks because what if they don't have it? And I got to source this else and I got all these people coming. So I went in the store and I went to the butcher and I'm like, do you have any turkeys? And he goes, no, we don't have any. And I was like, okay. Are you sure you don't have any turkey? Because I'm about to go in a panic attack. I'm serious. I'm going to go in a panic attack because I need these turkeys. And I'm like,
yes.
Here they went. They had these little turkeys. I said, you got anything bigger? And they went in the back in this big, huge freezer, and they found me a turkey. Can you go check? And he goes, no, really, we don't have any turkeys. I'm like, oh, gosh. They don't even have like little ones. And I was like, okay. Just for my own mental health, could you possibly just go check? And yeah, there you are. And he was like, he went back and he came back with 2 big, huge turkeys. Like, yeah, looks like you do for only $75 each.
And it's a little turkey.
Well, it's 13 pounds.
Oh my. Okay, you know what? It may not be that I don't know how to cook a turkey, like I'm not good at it. It could be that the very first time I tried to do a Thanksgiving turkey, I just didn't know. Here in the States, they're freaking frozen, okay, because they're ginormous. And I went to go get it the night before Thanksgiving because I don't know. I don't have any idea. I'm first married. It's 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, oh, hey. I'm having all these people. Yeah, I'm having all these people over. I'm going to need this turkey. So we get the turkey and I'm like, what? Ting, ting, ting. Why is it like frozen? They're like,
you have to let it thaw for like 2 days before you cook it.
So I put it in water, so I just had it in water. Okay. Well, in the morning, Scott, that's my husband. He was like, okay, we got to get this turkey in. Here's what I did not know. All their parts are stuck inside them in the hole. I mean, it is in there. So needless to say, my very tough macho man husband was like, I'm not touching that. And I'm like, well, I'm certainly not touching it. Yeah. So I figured my friend, we were on a military base. She's from Kentucky. They're rougher down there. You know, stuff doesn't bother them, roadkill, whatever. So I said, listen, you're going to have, it's like 6:30 a.m. You're going to have to come over here and pull the neck and whatever this is in their little doodad there, you're going to have to pull that out. She had to come over and pull it out for us so that we could get the turkey in. So that could be why nobody wants me to do the turkey, because I could just cook it in there. I don't know. Can you do that?
No, you take it out.
Oh, anyway, so gross, can't handle it. Okay. Well, yeah. No. So what is your favorite meal you make for Thanksgiving? What's the tradition?
Okay, so I have everybody bring, we have turkeys, we have mashed potato. I never made a turkey before I came here. It's like always like your mom or your grandmother, they're always making the turkey, right?
Right.
And what I also found is what's interesting, and I don't know if it's just that the farming is different here, but like the turkey that I've had at Thanksgiving here is better than I've ever had in the U.S. Because in the U.S., I think they overcook the turkey. It's always dry. But
yeah, I'm sure.
Overcook it, and it's so good. So we have turkey, we have a huge ham, we have chickens. I have a lot of people to feed, and I never have leftover meat. And then we have the cranberries and the sweet potatoes and the rolls. And this year I'm having them bring mac and cheese and so tons of different pies and desserts and that sort of thing. So what is your guys' tradition? What do you eat?
Typically, my mom cooks and Scott does the turkey by himself. It takes all day. Like we get it in the oven.
Overcooking it. It should take 3 hours to cook it.
Oh yeah. We do it like you put it in the morning and then, you take it out at like 2 or something. I don't even know. But my mom typically does all the sides because my dad likes that green bean casserole with the,
the onion, crispy onions, which you can't buy.
So good.
Annoying.
Oh, I'll have to send you those because I'm telling you, I could eat them right out the can. I love them.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. And then we do the pumpkin pie. We do a salad. It's the same stuff you do as well. So, the last few years we have used it for travel because like you said, you get Thursday and Friday off here. It's really hard to get a long weekend in the US that doesn't have your child's sports in the center of all of it.
That's so true.
So it seems like Thanksgiving seems to be the only blip it on the radar that allows you 4 consecutive days off. So we try to like take a day on the front and the back end to go somewhere. So we visit friends and we do the same traditional food and all of that. But when my kids were growing up, it was at my house typically, or we'd go to Scott's family's. It just depended.
Nice.
This Haka thing you were telling me about earlier.
I'm sorry. Okay, so let's get into that. I've gotten a lot of requests for me to show you a Haka and to have you react to it. And I think I figured it out on this, how to do where I can see you react, because the last one that I did, I could just show it to you and then you reacted after, which isn't as good. And so basically a Haka it's a Maori like tribal, it's used for different things. So like it's very common in like a rugby match or any sort of sport where they're challenging the other team. They're trying to intimidate the other team. They're trying to say, hey, you're about to play us. Good luck to you,
Okay.
But it's also used in other ceremonies, like when my kids have prize giving and we're saying goodbye to a teacher, they'll do a Haka in like a recognition of respect and thankfulness.
Huh.
When people arrive, like when like big politicians or famous people come, there's always a Haka for them where they welcoming them and giving them respect coming into their country. I'm probably not representing it all perfectly as, because you're coming in from the outside and just learning as opposed to like,
yes,
and like living it and understanding it here. But it's very cool. And what's cool about it is when from an outsider, you watch the Haka and you think that just New Zealanders do it towards other countries or anybody that is coming into their land. But what's fun when you're here is like when I go to rugby matches or various sports, both sides are New Zealanders, and so they do hakas against each other, and it gets a little bit crazy. And that's fun. I love that.
Wow.
They do it, and women can do it, and men can do it, and it can look different. And it's just, there's just a lot of history there, but I won't go into it. But it's basically what they do before every, sporting event here. So the most famous is the New Zealand All Blacks, is their, famous rugby team, who are, the best or one of the best in the world. So let me share my screen.
Okay, yep.
And the other team is across from them.
The players are ready.
Wow.
What'd you think of that?
Well, at first I was like, I wasn't sure. I thought they had too much caffeine, maybe a little bit too much sugar. They were feeling a little, crazy. That was pretty cool, though.
It is very cool. And when you see it in real life, it's very intimidating.
Well, it was very intimidating anyway. You got a bunch of big men making noises and saying stuff. I didn't know what they were saying. I was like, I wonder if they're saying, like in the US, we'd say, "Come at me, bruh."
Right.
Yeah,
I think that's all on their face like this and like that, but nothing.
We used to do this with our finger. Hey, no, no,
girl. A lot of tongue and stomping.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, and it's really cool when you see it. When you see it in person, and anybody does it, it's just like, oh, it forces you to kind of stop. So that was cool. I wanted to show you the one when they were in the U.S. and did it in Chicago, but yeah, it just wasn't a good view of it. But you could see how big the group was and kind of, some up close. So
that was super cool.
Look at the